Salam everyone, welcome to another episode of Real Take. This episode is about the NBA's first week, and we're going to go over some things that stuck out to me and things I think will change or things that'll stay. Going straight to the Eastern Conference, when you look at it, the Cavaliers here are now 11-0. With Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley there to block shots, it's really hard to score in their paint. And then you have, with Mitchell, Garland, and the rest of the team there, I don't know, they might keep that number 1 seed. Now, the Celtics are number 2. Honestly, they're not going to get worse than number 3. They're going to be top in the mix. No matter if they're number 1 or number 3, they're going to be title contenders. Most likely going to be my favorites to win the championship this year. Going into the Western Conference, the Suns at number 1. I do expect that to change. I don't think Suns are going to be number 1 for long. People are starting to talk about Kevin Durant's greatness. He's the greatest scorer of all time. I mean, you led the league in scoring one time, MVP one time, and you're a scorer, so I don't buy that. Now you have the Thunder at number 2. I think that team will clearly be in the number 1, 2, 3 race, where I think the Suns at best will be number 3. The Warriors are a surprising team, but with Buddy Hield there, not surprising he's doing good on that team with the system they run and the shooter he is. They will likely keep a playoff spot and be anywhere from 4 to 6. Last thoughts on the Western Conference. The Nuggets, I think they have the MVP so far, so they can easily jump up in the race. As far as the Rockets, the Lakers, maybe my team, the Clippers, we might not stay there, but I will say I definitely think we're better than the Rockets, and I think we're probably better than the Lakers too. All while at the same time, definitely expect the Kings and the Mavs to be in the playoff picture, knocking off some of those teams there. Though it's early, my top 5 teams as far as power rankings to win the championship goes: Celtics, Cavs, Oklahoma, Nuggets, Wolves. The Celtics still are my favorites, while the Cavs definitely show promise and the Nuggets are a real threat. These teams have either great superstar scoring or decent to great rim protection. This year's rookies actually don't look that bad. To be honest, Zach had a pretty good game. Alex Sarr really impressed me with the blocks he's averaging per game. Zach Edey shows he has still globs of potential. McCain, great as far as potential he's shown. I mean, these guys don't look as bad as what they've been saying. Though still much time to see who improves and if they're even good, so we'll see. But until then, can't wait to see what they do for the next couple of games. Lastly, I'd like to talk about and apologize for my MVP pick. I'd be the first one to admit how wrong I was. Now the thing is, I still see globs of potential in him and still think he can turn things around. But my main thing here is this. I was originally working on a video, and I was going through things that I thought Wemby needed to work on to be the GOAT, because I think he has the potential to. But to be honest, these are things he's going to have to work on right here, right now, before there's even any GOAT debate, any all-time great type of conversations. At first, I'd like you to look and listen to this.
Horford into Victor. He's ahead of the pack. He just puts it over Derek White's head, and he throws it down like he was teasing him with a ball.
Yes, he did. He held it up there like he was playing against 6th graders. See if you can. This is like when you have the pro players and they hold their basketball caps and they're just toying with the little kids.
Victor's got a small. You finally get it to him. With a dad basket. That's a dad basket. Gets it to 3. Up and in. My goodness. And then the Austin audience.
And look at them guard one another. Trying to poke it away. Right back, right? Didn't I say there was going to be plays where you and I were going to be shaking? Wembenyama. Oh, goes
the first. How about that? I mean,
Wemby, thought about the three. Now he does. Step back. You bet!
Here's Victor Wembanyama, a little ball fake between the legs, step back, and he's going to have.
Now, I'm sure you guys are familiar with Wemby's game. I know you guys know he can handle the ball. He can shoot the ball. He's tall. He's 7'4". He can block shots. But those were there to really put in perspective how big he is, how big of a advantage he has. His advantage isn't shooting shots. Shooting shots is the icing on the cake. His advantage isn't the dribbling. It isn't his playmaking. Those are all icing on the cake. Those are all butter on the bread, if you will. The main thing, the thing is, he wouldn't be in the NBA if he was shorter with those same skills. His height is what brought him in here, and is the reason he was the number 1 pick in the draft. The reason he was called, a lot of the times, the number 1 American prospect in team sports. Now, here's the thing. Let's go back to this clip here. Wembanyama has the ability to play nerve ball with a lot of the players in the NBA and in general. His ability to get to the basket, to reach the hoop is insane. And he has nice agility, can drive to the rim, sometimes can even remind you of Giannis. But if Wemby's going to actualize his potential, he doesn't need to play like Giannis. He doesn't need to play like Kevin Durant. He needs to play like a center. The thing is, at that height, there's not one player in the NBA who could stop his jump hook. There's not one player in the NBA who could block his fadeaway shot. There's not one player in the NBA who could really do anything with him if he really put his mind to getting to the hoop and scoring in the paint. There's nothing that anyone could really do. But the thing is, he chooses not to score in the paint. And if he doesn't actualize his potential, doesn't realize his biggest gift, he'll just be like Bol and the rest of the crew, who, yeah, they're tall and they shoot threes and makes highlights. A casual fan will see a 7-footer shooting threes and say, oh man, who can stop him? But if the 7-footer's not doing what 7-footers are supposed to do, then he just becomes a tall wingman, a tall small forward, if you will. If Kevin Durant was taller and better on defense, but he did not have the bag that Kevin Durant does have, would he be Kevin Durant? No. He'd be maybe slightly better than Andre Kirilenko, but he wouldn't be Kevin Durant. Wembanyama is not Kevin Durant. He doesn't have the three-point ability, doesn't have the mid-range ability. Wembanyama can play nerve ball, can play to a dominating degree. Wilt Chamberlain scored 100 points without scoring a three, without there even being a three-point line. Wembanyama has the opportunity to be the player to score 100 points. He has the size to get the easy baskets. I get it. You want to shoot threes, it's fun. But definitely, you could be 30 points per game scorer if you focused on scoring in the paint. Not that long ago, I made a short about Paul Pierce, how he won the three-point contest over Steph Curry, how he only shot 4.3 or 4-point-something threes per game. And I said, jack that up to Luka Doncic's 7 threes a game. Wembanyama is now shooting 7 threes a game. He's shooting more threes than Paul Pierce, while shooting at 22.6% from three, 41% from the field, at 7'4". Now again, he doesn't need to be shooting more threes than Paul Pierce, but it's deeper than that. My question, my big take here is this. Let's look at Shaquille O'Neal. If Shaquille O'Neal, same size, same build, but he was a pansy, he was the opposite of what his dad wanted him to be. If Shaquille O'Neal worked on his Dr. J, he worked on his handle, he had a decent shot, I know it's hard to believe, but say he shoot the ball like Brook Lopez, he could really shoot the ball. Would Shaq be a good player still? Yes. But would he be Shaquille O'Neal? Some people think the most dominant player of all time. Some people say the greatest center of all time. Absolutely not. The thing that made Shaq was the fact that he understood he was a big dude. He understood no one could stop him if he used what God gave him. And that's what Wembanyama has to do. If Wembanyama goes in there and puts it in his mind he's going to score these easy baskets on these little dudes, he's going to be just like Shaq. He's going to put that Shaq-like presence into the NBA. But the thing is, if he doesn't do that, if he starts, shooting shots from behind the arc and things of that nature, he'll never, ever actualize the potential that a lot of people think he does have. And again, if you didn't understand that, swap out Wembanyama's abilities with Shaq, and Shaq's abilities with Wemby. Shaq would not be the player he's now known to be if Shaq only shot threes, use his size every now and then use his size as a highlight, but really was focused on getting shots up. There's no way he would be the Shaquille O'Neal that we know him to be now. And the same thing applies for Victor Wembanyama. If he understands, sure, he's not as strong as Shaq, but his ability to just put the ball at the square of the basket, just put the ball at the hoop, to be able to dunk while tippy-toeing, no one really has a shot at stopping this guy at playing basketball. This guy truly does have all-time great potential. But last time I'll say it, if he doesn't have the demeanor to get to the basket, the grind, the will, to get to the hoop, to make those post layups, to make the shoulder layups, those Jokic-like touch layups, those Olajuwon fadeaways, those Kareem hook shots, work on the drop step, work on the post spin. If he could just get to the basket, who can stop him? That's it for last week's Real Take. This is meant to be a daily thing, but until the news starts coming in, probably when the NFL season is over, until then, this will be weekly reports. Stay tuned for my Dennis Rodman video and its importance to the Bulls, and my ranking on Jokic all-time as a center. Hope you liked the video. Hope you got the point. Like, subscribe. See you till next time. Salam.
All series against San Antonio. We're going into the arena, and he and I would sit against each other in the back of the bus, and he leans over to me and he goes, "Bring it to me early tonight. Bring it to me early." I'm looking at him like, "All right, what's going on?" He said, "When I was a kid, David Robinson wasn't very nice to me." I said, "Say no more. This series is in the bag, man."
David Robinson was my favorite player ever. I loved him so much that I had to make up a fake story to be able to play against him. Because David was a nice man. I met him in high school. Because before David came to San Antonio, Shaquille O'Neal was the big cheese in San Antonio, Texas. Now they draft David Robinson. He takes my shine away. So one day we're doing an event, and I meet him, and he comes in. "How you doing, young fella? I know who you are. Good luck." I'm like, wow, David Robinson knows what? Like, he's just so nice. So now when I play against him, I'm like, can't be mean to a guy and nice. And then I have to make up a story. "Oh, man, when I was 15, you didn't sign that autograph." Because me, when I get upset, I play harder than I play better. So I had to make up a wild story in my head to go against him.